and Mehan Pierre Justin.
So that's the Guadeloupe lineup. The best French that Mr. Joseph can give. But Antigua and Barbuda, they've made a little bit of a tactical change, a little bit of a change to the setup. Here we see Proctor giving space that she's fouled just at that critical moment. But she's been getting space up front. And we also see Kai Jacobs. Kai Jacobs, who is also roaming up at the top of the Antigua and Barbuda attack today. And Trishan Grant, who was listed as a forward player in the last game, now pushed out to the flank on the left hand side. Antigua and Barbuda, they will have a free kick just now, just about, we can say, just a little, about 30 yards or so away from goal. It's an opportunity, maybe 25 yards, an opportunity for Portia Davis. She hits it hard into...
That was Jahira James.
Jahira James, correction. She was trusted with that free kick, but she hit it straight into the wall. Antigua Barbuda will have a throw-in on the far side. A few more spectators in today than were here on Friday evening. This evening also, it's a double header. Coming up next, we have the Reggae Boys of Jamaica coming up against the Benna Boys of Antigua and Barbuda. So lots of football action here today, but we're now in the CFU Challenge Series, and this group, Antigua Barbuda, Guadeloupe and Curacao. Antigua Barbuda having a 2-1 victory over Curacao. Curacao won the first encounter against Guadeloupe 3-2. So Antigua Barbuda would want to have victory tonight against Guadeloupe to head up the group here this evening. So it's in defense. Guadeloupe trying to progress forward. They will have a free kick. They'll have a throw-in on their left-hand side. Antigua Barbuda putting the ball into touch. Throw-in taken, and Guadeloupe playing the ball out. The officials today, we have Cardella Samuels of Jamaica. Princess Brown is assistant referee 1, and of course Stephanie Dale Yi Singh, all 3 Jamaicans in action today in terms of refereeing. And the 4th official today is Crystal Sobers of Trinidad and Tobago. She was our referee on Friday night. A shot from distance from the Guadeloupe midfield player will only bring a goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. We're in the 14th minute of play. Your thoughts so far on the match, Joseph? How has the match progressed so far?
So far, it's a better showing by Antigua. They look much better than last time. Guadeloupe, well, seeing them for the first time, not bad also. But as the game progresses, we'll see what happens.
Jahira James, she took that free kick. Antigua Barbuda trying to win it in midfield. Nikisha Gage, who is normally a busy player, substituted in the last game because probably the coach didn't think that she was working hard enough. She's back in the starting lineup today for Antigua Barbuda team. And when we look at it in the center of midfield, we see Gage and Portia Davis ahead of her. We see the player who has come in tonight, Proctor. And Antigua Barbuda, like I said, on the left now, they've made a little switch. They've moved Kanika Buckley over to the left side and have pushed Trishan Grant onto the right. Just maybe just a switch of personnel as Antigua Barbuda looks to go forward. And again, just a foul on Kai Jacobs. She's going down in the center circle there. So Antigua Barbuda will have a free kick there. She's slow in getting up. Cardella Samuel just making sure that she's okay before she moves away and is ready. Guadeloupe, the goalkeeper looks pretty short for a goalkeeper, but so far she's looked tidy. She's been able to make some saves, and she has a good kick when she releases the ball back into play. Antigua Barbuda has it. This is Proctor trying to go forward. She plays it into touch, throwing for Guadeloupe on the far side. So Guadeloupe nil, Antigua Barbuda nil. We're in the first half exchanges. Strong challenge coming in there from the Antigua and Barbuda defender Stuart. And again, the referee just having a word with her, trying to keep things under control here. as Guadeloupe looks to mount an attack. They have 4 players in attack as they have this free kick. It's lobbed forward, played forward. Good bit of almost good bit of control, but the ball just bounced away from her at that critical moment. Antigua and Barbuda can't get the ball cleared yet. They do now. This is Jacobs holding the ball up and turns, and again she's been pulled back by the Guadeloupe captain, and the Guadeloupe captain this evening is Tarion. So she's there. Buckley trying to go forward, but she's crowded out by 2 Guadeloupe players. Guadeloupe trying to settle. They have it in defense. They boot it forward now. Antigua and Barbuda allowing the ball to run. This is Stewart, and the goalkeeper coming just in the nick of time and picking the ball off her boots. Stewart falls in the process as it's with goalkeeper for Antigua and Barbuda in Samuel. She puts it back into play. Antigua Barbuda with it in midfield, and then the ball is played out onto the right side for Guadeloupe into touch. So throw in for Antigua and Barbuda. So Antigua and Barbuda making just that one change to their lineup that played on Friday night. We saw Arian White was very ineffective on that left hand side, and not necessarily a surprise for me, Joseph, to see that the Antigua and Barbuda team would have made that change.
Not a surprise to me. So she was out of her natural position, and so therefore she was not settled, and she was uneasy playing in that position, and you could see that for the minutes she played in that game.
Yes, because she just kept trying to go back. Here is a chance for Antigua and Barbuda. Jacobs with a shot wide of the upright, but that was a good interplay between Jacobs and Proctor. Just a little 1-2 flick, and Jacobs was through. She opted to go for a shot from distance, couldn't keep it down, put the ball over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick to Guadeloupe.
Yes, and we'll see a lot more of that combination between Proctor and Jacobs, because they're 2 players who like to hold the ball, and they're very good passers also.
Antigua Barbuda with it is again forward, but Guadeloupe should clear, and they do so now. The ball clearing Antigua and Barbuda. Here is a chance for Guadeloupe. The player running forward. She has a shot, but it's a weak effort. She was carefully defended by Jahira James on that occasion, and it's with the Antigua and Barbuda goalkeeper. Doesn't get it to an Antigua and Barbuda player, so Guadeloupe will have it and can make another attack on goal. They get it forward, one-on-one with Brittany Jacobs. Edwards correction. Become a Brittany Jacobs.
I haven't seen. Last time I saw her was when we had a league last year. I think she played a few games of 5Ps, but she was not in any condition whatsoever. Not the Brittany Jacobs that we are accustomed to.
Old. No. So Edwards in defense there, and Antigua has to be careful, because we've seen now on 2 occasions where Brittany Edwards or the defense have found themselves in one-on-one situations with the Guadeloupe strikers, and that could spell a moment of danger for Antigua and Barbuda if they don't cover.
Yes, it could. That's simply because all 3 defenders are just standing around, not paying attention to where the Guadeloupe striker is, and so the same ball catch all 3 of them at the same time.
Definitely one ball beating 3. Here is Antigua Barbuda trying to go forward. This is Grant on that right side, trying to muscle her way, but again just taking her eye off the ball and allowing the Guadeloupe defender to come in. That's a good bit of skill by the Guadeloupe player, just flicking it around the Antigua and Barbuda player and trying to go forward. Antigua has it, and then it's just played into touch by Brittany Edwards. Again, just not settled. Just putting the ball into touch, giving the Guadeloupe team a throw-in on the left-hand side. They're just about halfway inside the Antigua and Barbuda half. Throw-in taken. Ball is headed into touch by Guadeloupe, so it's going to be an Antigua and Barbuda throw-in on their right side, taken by Devika Tittle, looking a lot different tonight. Seemingly looks as if she went to the barber. since Friday. So here not as long tonight as it was on Friday evening.
Sporting a new hairstyle this evening, so
yep.
Let's see what happens.
She was credited with the 56th minute own goal for Curacao the other night against Antigua and Barbuda. So probably she thought maybe the hair might have been the cause of her putting one past her own goalkeeper. So she's looking different this evening, looking more like the person that we know how she sports her hair normally shortcut. This is Gage
and she looks a better player also tonight.
Yes,
afternoon.
Jacobs with it, muscled off the ball, but Gage should get there, and she does. Guadeloupe, their captain, trying to go forward. They put it down that left hand side. Guadeloupe not settled at all. They've not been able to put anything really constructive together. They've been just trying to force that one ball forward, and it has not worked out well for them.
I guess that they're trying their best to get an early goal. I guess they saw something on Friday while they were watching the game. Probably thought that their strikers hitting it over the back line of Antigua and have their forwards run onto it, but it's not working out so far.
That could be a good strategy, because the Antigua and Barbuda basically are playing like what we call a flat back four. All four standing in a line,
in a straight line,
and so as you said earlier, one ball could beat the entire Antigua and Barbuda.
And we saw that a few minutes ago, and one caught all three.
This is Guadeloupe coming forward. They played forward, looking for the strike, a good 1-2, but the ball is just running away from the Guadeloupe attacking player, who was trying to make that move forward. Ball booted in the air by Antigua and Barbuda's goalkeeper, and this is Portia Davis just trying to flick it on. Maybe just was looking to flick it for herself. She's with the Guadeloupe number 10. Just a little bit of a badge into her.
That's
cool. Antigua Barbuda with it in defense, and again Brittany Edwards not necessarily confident herself, and the goalkeeper not good communication. She eventually put it behind for a corner kick, but that should have been communication there. The goalkeeper should have been screaming for that one, looking to get it, but Guadeloupe now will have a corner kick on their right hand side. Guadeloupe 0, Antigua Barbuda 0. We're in the 24th minute of the match, so 24 minutes gone, nothing yet in terms of goals. Antigua Barbuda and Guadeloupe, both teams would want victory. Guadeloupe wouldn't want to leave this tournament without a victory. Not a good corner kick taken by the
number 14,
Guadeloupe number 14,
Albina, Tracy Albina.
She came right across the field to take that one, and not a good corner. Going past her pretty easily. She anticipated that the ball was going to be kicked and just turned her back. Buckley, she has it now on the left side, should be looking to put it down the line. She was trying to go direct to Kai Jacob, but she had space. She should have just put that ball into the space.
Just roll it into the space, and Kai would have run onto it.
Gage comes for it. It's now with Proctor, Antigua Barbuda and Gage, and she has it. Kai, ball is on the inside. Kanika Buckley is brought down, and it's a penalty kick for Antigua and Barbuda.
That's a penalty.
Buckley was looking to go forward, taken out by the Guadeloupe defender.
Looks like number 5.
She stayed down on the ground, so she's going to be as the number 5.
Tarion Sloan.
Yes, Lorraine Tarion, who is the captain of the Guadeloupe team, taking out Kanika Buckley, and a penalty kick for Antigua and Barbuda. So an opportunity for Antigua and Barbuda to have a shot on goal. Who do you think is going to take this one? Looks as if it's going to be Kai.
Yeah,
we see her stepping up.
Yes,
she seems to be the only one interested in taking it. We see Portia Davis saying something to her, probably to says, hey, I'm the captain, maybe I should take it. But she then backs away as
but the ball is placed. She'll get that ball out of Kai's hand today.
Well, it's going to be difficult. We know how Kai is.
Yes.
And she's now just...
She's not afraid.
She's going across Kai Jacobs while there's some treatment being given to the Guadeloupe captain as she stayed down. Referee Cardella Samuel just allowing some treatment to take place. She's now indicating that she wants the stretcher. She's been very patient. I thought that she'd given the physio quite a bit of time to try and get Tarion back up, but she's now called for the stretcher. And usually when the stretcher is called for, players usually get up and look to go. And this almost looks as if it's going to be the case. The stretcher is there.
Seems to be much serious than
they're now helping her to her feet slowly. And so she's going off.
That's a good sign that she's been accompanied off.
Moving very gingerly. Yes. Maybe something with her shoulder or something. It looks as if she's favoring that left arm as she goes off, but
because she just badged into the Antigua player.
Yes.
So no ball, nothing whatsoever. She just badged into her, took her out in the penalty area.
So Antigua Barbuda with a penalty kick. It's going to be Kai Jacobs. We're in the 28th minute of play. Penalty kick. Whistle goes. Jacobs runs forward, puts it into the back of the net. Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe 0 in the 28th minute of play. Kai Jacobs with a penalty kick. Good goal for Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, a deserved goal by Antigua and Barbuda. I thought they have been the better team so far, and they truly deserve that goal. Well, let's see what happens, because on Friday when they got the goal, then they tired in the last 10 minutes or so, and we're just about 8 minutes away from that 10-minute period. So let's see what's happened later on in this first half.
So we see a substitute. Well, we see somebody warming up as Tarion is still favoring her shoulder, but I think that she's going to be a tough girl. I suspect that she's going to return as Antigua and Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe 0. Antigua Barbuda scoring, but as you said, we're getting to that stage where the Antigua and Barbuda team showed some fatigue. This is Edwards, good ball. He's playing this one into space. Buckley's running onto it. She gets there, but good defending by the Guadeloupe defender coming across. She puts it on the inside for Antigua and Barbuda's Portia Davis. Portia turns, having to go backwards, gives it to Stewart. Stewart, who looked very good in the last game, rolls it out to the player. Is that Jahaira James out on that right side now?
Yes, that's it.
Switched her around, so they've brought across. Here is Antigua and Barbuda winning it. Player going forward. This is Trishan Grant. She's into the box. She turns, has it on her left foot, rolls it back for the Antigua and Barbuda playing Proctor. Proctor puts it across. It's with Buckley. Buckley has it for Antigua and Barbuda. Cuts on the inside, then rolls it forward. Proctor didn't seem to anticipate it and was a little bit slow in moving, and the ball goes into the hands of Meline Buimba, the goalkeeper for Guadeloupe.
Let's see how long they keep Jahaira James on the right, because she stays on the right. We'll see a better game from her tonight.
She's there now, and she's hitting this one forward into space, looking for Trishan Grant. Grant, who had retreated back. Grant is put out onto that right side for her pace. Remember, we spoke about her pace the other night, that she can get up to speed. She's a natural sprinter, and if she really gets going in a foot race, you would back her most times against especially some of the defenders that we've seen, the speed that they've shown for Guadeloupe. But Guadeloupe has a free kick in the middle of the Antigua and Barbuda half, slightly on the left hand side, so it's an opportunity for them to put the ball into the penalty area. The goalkeeper comes across and clutches it out of the ears. There's a shot coming from distance from Guadeloupe. She has it now. Samuel, she boots it up into the air. It's a free ball for Antigua and Barbuda. They have it. Kai turns, gets the 1-2 ball. Now she's running forward. Kanika Buckley's also there for Antigua and Barbuda, but they were just looking at each other, the Antigua and Barbuda player. But this is Grant with her pace, getting around the defenders, and then the ball going into touch. It's going to be a goal kick, I thought.
Yes. She ran that one straight out over the goal line. Good call by the assistant. That's Princess Brown on the far right.
Yes, Princess,
on the far side.
Princess Brown. Today, Stephanie Yising, she's on this side of the field. She's assistant referee number 2 today. So, ball is played for Guadeloupe on their left hand side. The player trying to go forward, cut out by the Antigua and Barbuda defender. Gets a nice little nudge inside to Proctor. Proctor going forward and then
tackle
falling. Yes,
that's a captain there again.
Yeah, she's back on.
Yes,
back
good saving tackle by Tario.
Again, Proctor to me looks as if she could probably run a little faster if she puts in the effort. She has the number 17 on her back, and if she puts in the effort, I think that she could stride out. She's, to me, running within herself. She would really need a burst of speed so she can get past the Guadeloupe defender and look to get another goal
she
for Antigua and Barbuda.
She has it in her, so let's see.
There is Grant getting forward again, puts it across. Good take by the Guadeloupe goalkeeper on the bounce. Those are always difficult. A bouncing ball is always difficult for goalkeeper, but she handled it well on that occasion. Ball is booted long. Antigua and Barbuda in defense with Brittany Edwards, heads it out. Now this is Jahaira James on the right hand side. She hits it off the body of the Guadeloupe player, and it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe 1, the 28th minute. Guadeloupe nil, correction, thank you. The 28th minute penalty by Kai Jacobs, just slotting it to the right of the goalkeeper for Guadeloupe, and Antigua Barbuda opened the scoring. It was an easy penalty to call for Cardella Samuel because Tarion just took out Kanika Buckley as she entered that penalty area. She didn't try to play the ball, just took the player out, and the referee had no choice but to point to the spot, and Antigua Barbuda taking the lead at that point. So Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe nil. We've entered the 34th minute of play, so just about 11.5 minutes to go in this first half. Remember, later on we have the Reggae Boys of Jamaica versus the Benna Boys of Antigua. It's a musical connection this evening, and we'll see who comes out on top. Will it be Reggae? Will it be Benna? And no doubt we expect a few more spectators to come in as we go on closer to the evening nightcap. This game is a part of the Challenge Shield, CFU Challenge Shield, and it's good that we haven't seen women football in a while, so it's good that we see. Here is the player, thought was in an offside position. Good call again by the referee assistant on the far side, Princess Brown. She just waited, used the wait and see technique to see who got the ball, and once the player who was in an offside position touched the ball, then her flag went up straight away. Guadeloupe.
Again, we see that Antigua has switched their half-line defenders again. Jahaira James is back on the left. Divika is back on the right.
Trying to figure out why are they doing it, because they're not under any pressure from the flank, so there is no need to be switching them around, because we don't see people running down either flank. That is causing great trouble for Antigua and Barbuda, where we saw against Curacao that Jahaira was having problems because Curacao was using her side as the side of attack, but this afternoon, that's not the case. And so I'm just wondering what is the thinking of the Antigua and Barbuda bench in having them switched around so often.
Jahaira is down. Referee signal on the physio for Antigua. And again, the past 3 minutes when she was on the right side, you could have seen that she was a way better, different player, playing, passing, dribbling, running at the Guadeloupeans on that side. Now she's back on the left side where she's just remained stagnant at times.
Yes, she's down, holding her chest. We'll figure out what is wrong with her. She probably, I don't know.
I think the ball. I think the Guadeloupe player tried to cross the ball, has hit her, so probably that's what's caused her to
just knock some wind
out of her.
She's going to be fine. Yes. Throw in for Guadeloupe taken, but not under control. The ball is headed into touch, and it's going to be a free kick, goal kick for the Antigua Barbuda team. Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe nil.
Yeah, we'll have to find out from the Antigua management team why they keep switching those two half-liners.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to us the way that they are switching them around, and they're not under any pressure.
None whatsoever.
So there is no need for them to be switching. This goal kick is taken, and ball was still in play. The Guadeloupe player holding on to the ball, and so it's going to be a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda.
She thought it
was out of play, but
yes,
you have to wait.
The Antiguan player was outside, but the ball was not.
Yes,
it's not where the player is; it's where the ball is.
So again, there's a little bit of inexperience there by the Guadeloupe player.
Yes, and this look like a young Guadeloupean team. Looks like an under 17 or under 20 team.
Looks pretty young.
Yes, a lot of the players look like school girls.
You watch as they try to go forward. The player there showing a little bit of speed, number 17, and she's hustling the Antigua and Barbuda.
That's Corina.
This is the ball is spread out onto the left side for Guadeloupe. They keep it in play as this player just looking to go past the Antigua and Barbuda defender. Then she just flicks it into touch. It's going to be a corner kick for the Guadeloupe team. Maybe this time this one will be a better corner. This one is from the right side. Player there taking the corner kick with a heavy bandage on her knee. The ball comes across, headed up into the air by Stewart. A attempt of a little flick by the Guadeloupe player, and a shot coming in from the Guadeloupe defensive player who was running onto the end of that one, and that looks to be the dreadlock player. She's wearing the number 13.
That's Johanna Kuchi.
So Kuchi, yes. She's with that shot putting it into touch. So we see the Antigua and Barbuda defender is back on. That's almost trouble there with the goal kick by the Antigua and Barbuda player. Not well taken. Gage gets it upfield now for Antigua Barbuda. Ball is headed back forward by Portia Davis. Kai Jacobs trying to bring it down. The ball is just bundled around as it's with Antigua and Barbuda on their left in terms of defense. Number 17 player there just flicking and trying to get past the Antigua and Barbuda defense. And again we see now that it's the last 10 minutes, inside the last 10 minutes, Guadeloupe looks to have found a little gear. Here they're going forward with a chance. Brittany Edwards coming across and blocking, and then the Guadeloupe player was looking for a shot, blocked by the Antigua and Barbuda player, but the defense was just standing there for Antigua and Barbuda. The ball is played into
good tackle there by Jaira James.
And then she's again bending over as the Guadeloupe player has stayed down. Jaira James also just feeling the ill effects of that challenge. So it's going to be a throw-in for Guadeloupe. The Guadeloupe player just staying down. She's going to be fine.
That's number
gets
11.
Up slowly.
That's not number 11. That's number 14.
I think that's
number 14.
We'll get the name. Tracy Albina. Yes. As Antigua Barbuda gets a free kick, just the Guadeloupe player just putting in some studs up as the Antigua and Barbuda player look to play it forward. But again, Antigua and Barbuda showing signs of fatigue now close to the halftime interval. Ball is kicked forward, and again, just not very far by Antigua and Barbuda. This is Tittle sliding in. Guadeloupe has it on their left side. This is an opportunity, but she kicks it straight onto Brittany Edwards, who does a little flick not too far for Antigua and Barbuda. Portia Davis having to work hard. She has it now. Trishan Grant is sprinting down that right side, gets it with a good ball from Kai. Here she running into the penalty area, puts it across the face of goal. The Guadeloupe goalkeeper having to have a second go at the save. She was falling to her right, knocked it loose, but was able to quickly recover, and Antigua Barbuda remains just 1-0 up. Ball booted down by Guadeloupe as they having their best spell of play. Here is Guadeloupe trying to go forward, won by Antigua and Barbuda. This is Grant again trying to go around. The Guadeloupe player gets around her, but the ball just trickles over the touchline.
And again, and that's what great Chishan is known for, getting the ball in the flank and using her speed, using her skill to get around and using her speed. And if we had done that on Friday, I think we would have beaten Curacao by more goals.
Here is an opportunity for Proctor. She's in space, looks up, puts it across. Kanika Buckley is running onto the end of it, and she's sliding in to the goalkeeper. She has to be careful. Yep. That is something that referees frown upon. Her sliding in there and catching the goalkeeper as she was looking to pick the ball up inside her goal area, and not necessarily good play that by Kanika Buckley. Thought that she seemingly, when she gets onto the end of the ball, doesn't know what to do. She seems indecisive. She needs to when she gets in those advantageous positions, show a little bit more confidence in her abilities. Again, her touch let her down there, because you would think that she might have, controlled the ball a lot better. You see Cardella Samuel now coming back to have a word with her and speaking with her, and she's probably pointing out that this is going to be the last time I'm going to be warning you with this kind of play. Next time you're going to go into the book. So
yes, I think she has been very lucky not to be cautioned, because the ball was nowhere close to her. Ball was nowhere close to her in her playing distance. The ball was it was the goalkeeper's ball, and so she should be thankful that the referee only spoke to her and because gave her a caution.
She was very lucky. Yes. The goalkeeper is still down, so you're not missing any football. We're in the 43rd minute of the first half. So like Friday, we might have a few minutes of time added on at the end of this first half. Yes, this is an extended stoppage because the goalkeeper is down.
And we had one for Tarion when she brought down Buckley in the box.
That penalty kick.
And she stayed down for a while, had to get some treatment before she was ordered off.
So the goalkeeper is good again. Favoring her right leg, probably just shaking it a little bit. She's going to be fine, I'm sure. Players have a tremendous way of shaking off injury. They flick their feet a couple of times, and then they're usually good. Here is the ball back in play now. We're back to live action. This is Antigua and Barbuda with Gage. Gives it to Tittle. Tittle trying to go down that right side. Good ball forward. Finds Trishan Grant. Grant, who is gone, and putting it inside. This is Jacobs. Stops it. Tries to get a shot off. Blocked by the Guadeloupe player. Portia Davis flicks it back. Kai Jacobs trying to go forward, but loses out now. This is Guadeloupe with the opportunity. Whitney Edwards had to be careful, because had that ball gotten past her, the Guadeloupe player would have been clean through, and I thought that she was still onside. This is Tittle giving it to Gage. Gage trying to just take it in stride and playing the ball into touch for throwing for Guadeloupe. Taken. But it's with Antigua and Barbuda and Stewart in defense. Stewart should clear and does so now. Gets it forward. Kai Jacobs looks spent, so she just allows the Guadeloupe player to get onto it. This is Brittany Edwards. She has it on her left side, turns back inside, then she just gives it short to Portia Davis, who's touch let her down. Guadeloupe has it. The player is coming forward. This is an opportunity, but the goalkeeper does well. Just picks the ball off of her boot. Looked a little bit awkward in doing so, but did so effectively, as the Antigua and Barbuda team. About 2 minutes added on. So here is Antigua and Barbuda trying to go forward. We get a free kick. Proctor again.
And again, then not to cut you, we saw the indecisiveness of the Antiguans forward when they in the penalty area. Ball came across from Trishan Grant, and all Kai had to do was to hit it one time.
I thought that she was going to just sweep it into the net.
She controlled, and by the time she looked up, there were 2 or 3 Guadeloupean defenders in front of her.
So,
and that threw away the opportunity.
Antigua and Barbuda will have probably one final opportunity in this half. They have a free kick now halfway up the Guadeloupe half on the right hand side. An opportunity to chip the ball into the box. Let's hope that Kanika Buckley is staying on side. Here is the ball chipped forward for Antigua and Barbuda. Kai Jacobs twisting and turning. The ball is still at her feet. It's broken loose for Proctor. There was a sliding challenge coming in from Guadeloupe, and she does well to save the corner. Gives Antigua and Barbuda the throw-in on the right-hand side.
Doctor thought she was fouled a while ago in the penalty area.
She's going to have to,
but she has to
be tougher than that.
Exactly.
She's going to have to be tougher than that, because clearly the referee was not going to give that as a penalty. The ball coming across, and good work by the Guadeloupe goalkeeper, jumping high. She's a short lady, and she jumped high into the air and plucked that one out of the air. The ball is bouncing, and Proctor just clearing her lines. No communication again between her and the defense and the goalkeeper. Not knowing the kind of pressure that she was under, she just opted to clear her lines on that occasion.
And here again, communication comes into play. All the other players had to tell her she was all alone, control, or just shield it back to the goalkeeper.
I thought that
even the goalkeeper should have said something.
I thought that they were going to just head it back to the goalkeeper in the first instance. But it's the halftime whistle at the end of the first half in the CFU Challenge Series here in Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua Barbuda versus Guadeloupe. Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe 0 at half. A 28th minute penalty by Kai Jacobs after Kanika Broccoli was brought down by Sloran Tarion, and Antigua Barbuda goes into the half leading by a goal to nil. Your thoughts on the first half?
Much better half today by Antigua and Barbuda. You could see that they passing the ball much better today, not just kicking it away. And I think the change to bring Proctor into this game, that has made a big difference, because she's a player who can hold the ball up, dribble players and pass it. And we saw 1 or 2 times she and Kai Jacob linked up just about outside the 18-yard the penalty area, and created a few chances for Antigua which they didn't capitalize on. But again, not a bad half for Antigua, so they just need to come back out second half and continue what they're doing first half, and I'm sure they'll win this game 2 or 3 goals to nil.
Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe 0 at the half. Join us in about 10 minutes or so for continued coverage of the CFU Challenge Series.
But then I want to be not an Guadeloupe senior team. I don't add 17. Mic check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
All is well.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Check 1 2
1 2 1 2.
Congo. So we are ready for the start of the second half of the Antigua Barbuda versus Guadeloupe match in the CFU Challenge Series. We're just waiting for referee Carla Samuel to blow her whistle to signal the start of the second half. Antigua Barbuda leading by a goal to nil. That's the start of the second half. Antigua and Barbuda have switched around. They're in yellow. Antigua Barbuda, Guadeloupe there in all white. So Antigua Barbuda 1, Guadeloupe 0. The first free kick of the second half is given to Guadeloupe. Antigua Barbuda player there again in Nikisha Gage bringing down the Guadeloupe player. Nikisha has been involved in quite a bit of the fouls this evening for the Antigua and Barbuda team.
That's unlike her. She's not usually a person who creates a lot of fouls. And again, we see Jahira is back on the right side. Again, the switch again.
Well, she's playing this one into touch. She has to calm down herself and try to get her passes better. She's been just kicking the ball away somewhat. She seems a little bit flustered. And maybe the constant changing is affecting her, as we see her one time on the right, then she's on the left, now she's back on the right. So we're just waiting. There's a Guadeloupe player down. The ball just probably striking her in the face as it went into touch. So it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. It's with Jahaira James. She takes the throw-in and gets it forward. Antigua and Barbuda with it. Proctor just kicking the ball, but not getting good direction. Again, Nikisha Gage is finding herself almost just running into a position where she doesn't want to be. Here is Trishan Grant giving chase, but the ball is much quicker than her this time, and it goes into touch. We just have 2 minutes so far of the second half. Both teams are trying to feel themselves out. We'll see what the coaches would have said, probably in the way that the players play. We saw in the game on Friday that when Curacao came back after the halftime whistle, they came back with a sense of purpose. You could tell that something was said in the dressing room. Here is Proctor running down for Antigua and Barbuda. Puts the ball across, a weak cross though, easily cleared away by the Guadeloupe defense. So Antigua Barbuda still just leading by that odd goal, 1-0. So Antigua and Barbuda not looking very urgent as they come back out, almost as if they probably had a bit too much to drink or too much rest. So they're almost like an old diesel engine having to warm up to get back up to speed.
The whole of the Guadeloupe bench are going to warm up. 1, 2, 3, 6 players. So along with that, probably the assistant coach or the
they're allowed
trainer.
To use just one trainer.
Yes.
As we see Proctor again trying to go forward. This is for Antigua and Barbuda, but it's cleared away by Guadeloupe to the number 14 on the left side. That is Antigua and Barbuda playing Stewart, just battling for it. Proctor almost trying to go through the Guadeloupe players, but she's bundled off the ball. It should be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda on their right hand side. So Antigua and Barbuda still leading by that 0-0. Here is an opportunity, a shot, goal! A brilliant shot by Portia Davis, slamming one from 18 yards to the right of the Guadeloupe goalkeeper into the back of the net. Goal by Portia Davis. Antigua
I think that
Barbuda.
was Kai Jacob. You'll have to clear. I think that was
Real.
Oh, very good. Yes, then Noel, you are correct.
Yes.
It's Portia Davis.
Portia Davis.
Oh yes. Kai had laid it on for her.
Yes.
And that was an excellent shot. Beat the keeper, all ends up, and someone for Antigua is warming. It looks like Georgetta Lewis. She's sprinting at the back of the Guadeloupe goal.
We put it in the 49th minute of play. Antigua Barbuda is getting their second goal here. Here is Guadeloupe trying to build an attack. The ball is played forward. The Guadeloupe striker getting past the Antigua and Barbuda defender, but good save by the goalkeeper. And again, Brittany Edwards finding herself in trouble, and she's still in trouble trying to get it cleared. It's cleared now by Antigua and Barbuda, but again, we spoke about that earlier, the one-on-one with Brittany Edwards, and again she was exposed on that occasion. Here is the ball played forward, looking for Kai Jacobs. This is a foot race. Kai trying to get past the Guadeloupe defender. She does it, and she hits it towards the goal, and the goalkeeper does well. Good save. The ball was going behind of her, and she turned and was able to hold on to it. So the play stopped because the Guadeloupe player had gone down, but again she was struggling there for pace, and even though it didn't look as if Kai Jacobs was really motoring, she made up the ground and was able to get past the Guadeloupe defender, but couldn't finish it off by putting the ball into the net and scoring Antigua's third.
I think she after getting away from the defender, she should have just controlled herself, because it was just the goalkeeper to beat, and she has the skill to beat the goalkeeper one-on-one and put it into an empty net. But she chose to take an early shot.
She might have rounded the goalkeeper and just roll it into the net, but she had went for power, and the goalkeeper was able.
And it was straight at the goalkeeper, so all she had to do was put her hands up and took some of the pace off, and Luckily for her, it went behind of her, but it did not across the goal line. She was able to clutch it before.
She was able to clutch onto it.
Yes.
So it's still Antigua Barbuda 2, Guadeloupe 0.
And like I said just at halftime, yeah, all Antigua has to do is come out and continue doing what they were doing in the first half, and the goals will come. No need to get flustered, no need to rush, no need to hurry. Just stay calm, pass it around, because definitely you can see they are the better team today. And just take their time and pass it around, and the goals will come.
Goals will come. Referee Samuel drops the ball. Goalkeeper Buimba gets it. She boots it out, not very far. The Antigua and Barbuda attacker was looking to run onto it. She's trying to roll it into the space. This is an opportunity for Grant, but it should be a corner kick for Antigua and Barbuda because it was last played by the Guadeloupe team. So Antigua Barbuda will have a corner on their right. As we look at it, is that going to be Jahira?
Yes, that's Jahira. Yes, she's the one who takes majority of the corners and free kicks from distance. She has a good kick, I must say, when it comes to corners and free kick from distance.
It's a bit of pushing inside the penalty area. Referee Cardinal Samuel going in and just having a talk with the Antigua and Barbuda attacker that looks to be Portia Davis, who was gone next to the goalkeeper. I don't think that she needs to do that. She should just probably stand in the space and look to get her head onto it, because she's much taller than some of the Guadeloupe girls. Here is an opportunity. Ball put across. The header coming from Proctor, and it goes over the top of the crossbar. She didn't get any height on that one. She didn't get high enough to keep it down.
And again, like I said, Jahira on the right will get these crosses across, and so the Antiguan attackers will have lots more opportunity to score goals. With her on the left, it stifled her creativity and ability to cross that ball into the penalty area.
Here is she again, Jahira, trying to go down that line, gets on the inside. Then that's Proctor, puts it in, but then Kai Jacobs 1-2 just overhit, and the ball going behind for a goal kick for the Guadeloupe team. Guadeloupe 0, Antigua Barbuda 2. Guadeloupe, they have quite a number. Well, as a matter of fact, they've cleared their bench in terms of warming up. Antigua Barbuda, they also have 3 players warming up on the warm-up area. Guadeloupe trying to go forward, but again, just stepping in front there was the Antigua and Barbuda playing Stewart, and she's doing battle again with the Guadeloupe player. This is Portia Davis trying to play it forward, just leaning it now, gets it forward. Jahira not showing any pace on that occasion, just allowing the ball to run away from her. I thought that she can run faster than that. Didn't try on that occasion.
Yes, we have seen her into schools for her former school, Princess Margaret, taking part in the...
Yes, she would have taken part in the athletics championships.
Yeah, for Princess Margaret School. I think she...
On that occasion.
Substitution for Guadeloupe.
Number 14.
Number 14 is out. Yes, that's Albina.
Yes.
And
we see who is coming in. We'll pick the number up in just a short while. Number 20.
Number 20.
Number 20.
That's Theophile. Theophile.
She's probably from
Dominica. She has relatives in Dominica.
Yes. So what is Antigua Barbuda on the left hand side? They're looking to go forward against Gage with it, but she runs into traffic, and then Proctor bundling over the Guadeloupe player.
And Gage is having a much better game today. At least she's been cited much more often today than last game.
She's worked hard in this game today.
Yes.
And last game she was the first to be substituted. At one time we thought that she might have been unlucky to be substituted, and so she is playing much better today. She's been working hard in the midfield. I still think though that her passing game could be a lot better. She could take a lot more control of the ball. And somebody, it looks like it's Buckley who's gone into the book of Samuel again. She's almost like what we call a crash dummy today. She's been really.
She was bundled over in the penalty area, and then she started to just bundle over the Guadeloupe players.
Yes, she's been spoken to before by referee Samuels, and so she now has gone into the book of the referee. She's had enough of Kanika Buckley. And so
here's Antigua preparing a substitution. Georgetta Lewis, she's going to come on, and we'll just have to wait and see.
I would think that it would be Buckley that they would be pulling out of the game. I think that she is spent, and she's really just being very aggressive at this time, and unnecessarily so, because Antigua and Barbuda, they've not necessarily been under tremendous pressure. There's a ball played across by Guadeloupe, the Antigua and Barbuda goalkeeper, almost making a hash of it. Just the ball looked as if it was going from her grasp, but she was able to fall on it and clutch onto it. She now boots it long over the halfway line. Jacobs is trying to pull it down in the center of the midfield. Theophile gets a touch, and then it's played forward. This is for Antigua and Barbuda. Is this Portia Davis? She's running onto it. Right. Cuts back in, gets it in, rolls it in for Gage, who has a poor shot. Was running onto the end of it and trying to go one time, didn't make good contact, and the ball just looped up over the crossbar and behind for.
And you're right, yes, it's Miss Buckley who's going to come off for Antigua, and on comes Georgetta Lewis.
Good substitution, I think, by the Antigua and Barbuda camp, because Buckley has lost her way. She was just crashing into players, and not necessarily she seemingly tired, and she's just lost her concentration. And before she left the field, she was put into the book of referee Cardella Samuel, who would have spoken to her on a previous occasion. Here is the ball with Trisha and Grant. She tries to roll it back for Jahaira, and the ball is played into touch. And so it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Midway inside the Guadeloupe half, it's throw-in taken. Proctor heads it on. Again, we see Gage getting there and then getting into the way
be a goal kick
of
Davis. Jacobs.
Sky Jacobs. Yes. And so it's going to be a goal kick for the Guadeloupe team. Antigua Barbuda 2, Guadeloupe 0. We're in to the 60th minute of the match, as this ball, Guadeloupe just having a little bit of problem clearing their lines. They too beginning to tire,
and so they're saying that to myself.
Yeah, they're getting heavy-legged,
tiring, and so here's a perfect opportunity for the Antiguans to execute.
Yes, to try and get another goal, get a third goal. Here is a long throw
and bring on some of the players who
inside. Here is an opportunity. Running onto it was Portia Davis, as the Guadeloupe players can break. She skips away and then boots it forward. Brittany Edwards goes across, and she's beaten. And again, the ball is played behind the Antigua and Barbuda defense, but good defending this by Jahaira James, having the presence of mind to notice that Stewart and Brittany Edwards were in trouble and coming inside and cutting out a ball that could have been dangerous for the Guadeloupe team.
And there's Kay congratulating Jahaira for covering both herself and Brittany. And again, if she plays on the right, I'm sure people have tired of hearing me saying this, but so as she plays on the right, she's much more comfortable there, and then we'll see exactly how good a player she is.
She's looked better when she's been on the right hand side. Free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. This is going to be Tittle, who is going to take it. She boots it long down the left hand side for Antigua and Barbuda. Players to run, Georgetta Lewis and looks to be Proctor. Both of them giving chase. The Guadeloupe defense having to just clear. So Antigua and Barbuda with another throw in deep inside the Guadeloupe half. Throw in taken on the inside. It's with Antigua and Barbuda flicked back. She tried to roll it into Kai Jacobs still with Antigua and Barbuda. Player there is that Proctor.
Proctor, yes,
looking to turn and just to flick it in, and then the ball is played into touch by Guadeloupe. Antigua and Barbuda will have another throw in.
And she has made a big difference to the Antiguan team tonight.
Yeah, she's looked confident. Her hold-up play has been good for Antigua and Barbuda. When she gets the ball, she settles it down. She's played it well on her at her feet. Throw-in taken for Antigua and Barbuda inside the penalty area for Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe trying to clear the lines. It's still with Antigua and Barbuda.
Good cross.
Ball is played across. Trishan Grant gets an opportunity.
Saves.
Still an opportunity, and it's out behind for a corner kick, but that was a glorious opportunity for Trishan Grant. Used her strength well to hold off the Guadeloupe defender, banged it into the body of a brave Guadeloupe goalkeeper who was coming forward. Mbouimba, she was down. She's going to get back, but she did well with a double save on that occasion. Antigua Barbuda 2, Guadeloupe 0 it remains.
And Guadeloupe must be thankful to Mbouimba, because that's about the 4th save she has made so far for the game.
Ball is across. Here is a chance for Antigua and Barbuda. It's loose. Then Antigua and Barbuda play there in Brittany Edwards, trying to take it for herself, but the ball is with Antigua and Barbuda in defense. This is Tittle. Tittle tries to come on the inside, plays it back forward, headed away by Guadeloupe. It's with Jahaira James. She plays it forward, and
she was in offside position.
Trishan Grant, knowing that she was in an offside position,
stood her ground, but there was no other Antiguan was running onto it.
So it's going to be a throw-in for Guadeloupe deep inside their own half, as the ball ran a long way down before going over the touchline. So Guadeloupe, they will have to retreat now to have that throw-in, an opportunity for Antigua and Barbuda to apply some pressure. Here is a little neat header inside, looking for Proctor. Proctor trying to flick it forward, hits it straight to the goalkeeper, runs across her penalty area, and then boots it in the air, not getting as much distance as she did in the first half. It's still Antigua Barbuda. Good ball. This by Gage. This is Trishan Grant. She gets it in space, puts it across. An opportunity for Antigua Barbuda into the back of the net.
Kai Jacobs.
So Kai Jacobs celebrates as she gets her second goal in the 65th minute of play. Antigua Barbuda 3, Guadeloupe 0.
Yes, and that was an excellent play again there by Antigua. Defeated Tittle, had it in defense, was on a bit of trouble, but she took on the Guadeloupean player and then played wide out to the right flank. Trishan Grant all alone took it down the penalty and just roll it across for Kai Jacobs to put it in, slot it into an empty net. Empty net, and so it's 3 goals to Antigua, none for Guadeloupe.
Good play that by Antigua and Barbuda, and we were saying that the Guadeloupe players look as if they are tiring, and the Antigua and Barbuda capitalizing. But here is Guadeloupe with an opportunity for an attack. The ball is played forward, should be handled by the Antigua and Barbuda goalkeeper Samuel, and is Samuel.
And Guadeloupe is preparing for another substitution, just waiting for the ball to go out of play.
Ball is on the left side for Antigua and Barbuda. They're looking to go forward. A little flick by Kai Jacobs. Guadeloupe clearing, should be able to make that substitution now.
So let's watch and see who is coming on and who is coming off. Number 10 is off. On is number 11. Miath is off, and Cognon.
So number
Cognon.
Yeah,
Cognon.
They would say Cognon.
Cognon, right? Stevie Cognon.
So we watch.
She's on, and Chloe Miath is off.
Throw in for Guadeloupe on their right as we look at it. On the right side of the field in front of the Antigua and Barbuda technical area. So it's a opportunity for Guadeloupe to have a throw in. No, referee Samuels gives them a free kick. So it's going to be a free kick instead of a throw in for the Guadeloupe girls.
And Antigua is going to make a substitution. There's someone standing by the bench, already has the substitution form in their hand.
Ball is played forward. Here is another chance for Grant, but the goalkeeper comes forward and limps away. Don't know what happened there, because Grant had pulled out of that one for a long time. The goalkeeper going down, maybe just twisting the ankle as she came out. In domestic cricket over the weekend, there have been some good performances. Joseph, we understand that Devon Thomas scored a triple century.
Yes. I was told that this morning that he made 301 against
Pickett's.
Yes.
Wonder what they were bowling.
They probably was bowling with a breadfruit or a beach ball or something.
You seen it really big, and incidentally, that's his third century in his third innings since he's been back.
So that means he's in good nick.
He's in good nick because he scored 145 in the semi-finals, and then I think 104
in the finals,
and now 301. So
that's over 500 runs in 3 innings.
Yes, almost. So he's really in rich form, Devon Thomas.
Well, let's hope that he continues in this rich form, and probably if he gets a pick for any of the West Indies team, that will take that rich form into, because usually these guys will dominate here, and then when they get onto the big stage, you
looks as if Proctor has made way for Antigua and Barbuda, and we'll see who is that player who has come on.
Who came on?
We see the player standing in the forward line there, right in front. So just as soon as she turns to us, as we were talking,
let me see if I can pick up the walk and body language.
Looks like Sherry and Bertrand, number 12.
That looks like Sherry and our own Sherry and Bertrand. That's Sherry and Bertrand,
number 12. Referees here in local men's competition.
But she still plays.
Looks quite rather fat out there, as we would say. Looks big in her uniform.
Yes. Well, let's give her the benefit of the uniform is big.
Yeah. We're not missing any football because the goalkeeper is still down.
Yes.
For
that's Guadeloupe, and she's known for her speed also. So now that the Guadeloupeans are tiring, now would be the perfect time for her to come on and get a few through balls and use her speed and score some goals. Let's see what happens.
See if she
still has that speed that she was known for.
Yes.
When she came in, when she first burst onto the scene.
And she has all of 22 minutes to do so, and there should be some time added on because this is an extended. An extended break or an extended for treatment.
The second keep for Guadeloupe is up, and
we were looking and we saw the captain rolling her hands towards the bench to suggest that the goalkeeper might not be able, but we'll see. She's limping.
I don't think she'll be able to continue.
No, it doesn't appear that way. So
doesn't look like
they're going to.
She's being helped off by the physio or the trainer. Yes, so she's done for the day, and she has done well. Although 3 goals, she conceded 3 goals, but she has done well for Guadeloupe. She has a point blank. She made at least 4 to 5 point blank saves.
So Maina Monel is going to come on for Guadeloupe. She's listed as the second keep,
number 16. Yes, Monel.
So she's just striding
towards the goal,
into the goal, and she would have to just continue where Boimba left off. So Guadeloupe, the ball is dropped by referee Samuel. Guadeloupe has it in defense, and so we're back to live action, back to football action. So during that stoppage, Sherry and Bertrand came on for Proctor, and the goalkeeper changed for Guadeloupe. So here is Antigua and Barbuda coming forward. Bertrand trying to get her first touch. Kai Jacobs just trying to use a little bit of trickery to get around some of the Guadeloupe players. Guadeloupe trying to go forward. Here is Antigua and Barbuda with it. As they have it, the ball is hit off the body. Here's an opportunity. She pushes it wide. Let's see. She plays a one-time ball, but offside is given.
3 Antiguan players, they were offside.
Yes, Portia Davis was trying to stride forward,
and Sherry and Bertrand, all 3 were offside. I must say Proctor had an excellent game. She did what I'm sure what the coaching staff had asked of her to when she get it, to hold it up, because she's known for that, and to make the correct pass towards the forwards. And she has done that this afternoon.
Ball played into touch by Antigua and Barbuda. Throw in for Guadeloupe. The Blackhawks coming out victors over the All Saints Pythons by 6 wickets in their encounter. The Blackhawks getting to 56 for 4 for victory. They needed 55 for victory when they were on 47. They lost their second wicket, and then they sent in some youngsters who didn't last very long. So they were able to eventually get over the line. Here is Trishan Grant with space, looking to put the ball across to find Sherian Bertrand, who was diving with that header.
Davis with a shot, but that's wide of the mark.
It's all happening here for Antigua and Barbuda. Sherian Bertrand looked as if she was going to do a flying header. That's probably sham, we would say. Didn't get anywhere close to it. And so it remains 3-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda. Goals come in from Kai Jacobs in the 28th and 65th minute. And a good strike by Portia Davis. A nice hard strike into the back of the net in the 49th minute. Probably sort of settled it down for Antigua and Barbuda, giving them that 2-goal cushion. Guadeloupe still battling though. Here is this one played forward. And Antiguan defense, they're able to handle it. This is now Tittle on that left hand side, moving forward with the ball, but runs straight into the Guadeloupe players. One back by Antigua. Gage spreading it down that left hand side. This is Georgetta Lewis.
But it's now with Tittle. Still on the left, cuts back on her right.
Slips as she was looking to get it inside. Here is Lewis trying to just slide and get it forward. It's with Guadeloupe. Nice little flick up into the air by the Guadeloupe player. And still trying to bundle it forward, but runs into Brittany Edwards for Antigua and Barbuda. Brittany's out on that right side, almost taking out the Guadeloupe player. This is Gage. Cuts on the inside, then rolls it into the path of Jahaira for Antigua and Barbuda. Coming up from an offside position was Kai Jacobs, but Antigua and Barbuda puts Guadeloupe under pressure, and the ball is played into touch. Should be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. We're approaching the 75th minute of play. We've just gone into it, so just over 15 minutes left in this match. Antigua Barbuda leading by 3-0 and would come out as group winners in this zone, and they would be happy with that, because when the zone came up and Curacao and Guadeloupe were named as two teams, many thought that the Antigua and Barbuda team might find it difficult in this zone, but they've been able to overcome, and they played well. Here is Sherian Bertrand with space, runs straight into the goalkeeper, almost taking her out. She was running forward, trying to smash it into the net. The goalkeeper was coming, and you would think that Bertrand really had a right to try and play the ball. She got to the ball first.
She did take a shot. The shot went straight into the goalkeeper midriff, and then the momentum of both the goalkeeper and Sharon caused both of them to collide with each other. Can't really blame her for that. There was nothing else that could have happened there but that collision, and so, but both players are up and everything seems to be all right, and that's good. And so it's a referee had blown for a free kick to Guadeloupe.
So here is the opportunity. Free kick taken by Guadeloupe. Antigua Barbuda wins it in midfield. Kai Jacobs with a little flick. It's trying to find Sherian Bertrand. The ball was behind her. Here is Gage playing it forward. Here is Jacobs in space. Oh, this is Portia Davis. Not a good pass by Portia Davis. She had space and was just looking to roll it into the path of Sherian Bertrand, but just a poor bit of poor pass on that occasion, and the chance had gone. This is Gage though for Antigua and Barbuda, losing out to Guadeloupe, but should be won by Brittany Edwards, and Edwards goes down with a little clip, and she's back up We saw her in the first game when Antigua Barbuda just had that slender lead, trying to waste some time. If probably we were not in front by this significant margin, she would have been rolling around on the ground. But she's back up quickly as the opportunities there for Antigua and Barbuda to score more goals. Here is the playing forward as this one is cleared away by the Guadeloupe defense. Antigua on that left hand side. Is that the Antigua and Barbuda player out there?
That's Georgetta
Lewis trying to go forward. Antigua Barbuda wins the throw in as Guadeloupe tiring. They're just giving the ball away. Here is the throw in taken down to Brittany Edwards. She rolls it back to the Antigua and Barbuda defender in Tittle. Tittle just swinging it across and giving it away to Guadeloupe. But Antigua Barbuda should win it back, and Tittle does. She's flicking it. This is Lewis coming onto it, rolls it on the inside. Antigua Barbuda, Gage, not able to control. Guadeloupe has it, trying to come forward. Pass it, good pass on the inside by Guadeloupe. Played forward, was looking for the Guadeloupe player, but she was in an offside position. Antigua Barbuda goalkeeper coming across and smothering the ball. So she has it. We've gone into the 78th minute of play as it's with Antigua Barbuda. Booted downfield by goalkeeper Samuel. The ball is headed on by Antigua and Barbuda. Georgetta Lewis looking to go forward. This is Kai Jacobs. She would want to get her hat-trick somewhat today, you would think. Here yes. Is she doing well. Spinning past one and trying to go on the inside. Georgetta Lewis losing out to Guadeloupe, who's trying to go forward, trying to look for that player who has a little bit of speed. But this is Brittany Edwards with a nice firm pass to Georgetta Lewis. Lewis trying to play it across the defense of Guadeloupe, but lost out to the Guadeloupe player who is battling, and then coming in with a straight leg there, probably just guilty. And the whistle of Cardella Samuel goes. The Jamaican referee. It's an all Jamaican team today. Cardella Samuel, Princess Brown, and Stephanie Daly Singh, with Crystal Soba as the fourth official. Here is Sherry-Ann Bertrand, and she hits it onto the goalkeeper, and it's going behind for a goal kick to Antigua and Barbuda. Thought she might have done better on that occasion.
Corner kick for Antigua and Barbuda. Yes, she should have just placed that to either side of the goalkeeper, and it would have been a goal. Instead, she played it straight to the goalkeeper.
She got there, got into the end of it.
She was
clearly her pace was more than that of the Guadeloupe player, and she should have just placed it into the net. She hit it straight at the goalkeeper and really would not forgive herself for that sort of miss on this occasion.
That's the second chance so far since she has come on.
Here is Jahira James with the corner kick. Nice. Chipped inside for Antigua and Barbuda. Loose ball. Ball dropped, but can't find any Antiguan player. This is Kai Jacobs getting it back, and then the ball is played square by Gage. Then it runs past all the Antigua and Barbuda players. Guadeloupe is able to clear their lines. Then they're looking to go forward, but good work by Stewart, just sticking with the Guadeloupe player and allowing her to run it into touch for an Antigua and Barbuda throw-in. So number 17 for Guadeloupe,
that's
Encelade.
Encelade.
She's there.
She has had a good game for Guadeloupe. She's been threatening the Antiguans playing. She's playing tough.
She's listed as a defender, but she's clearly not defending.
Yes, that's why I'm saying that she's a defender, but she has been on the forward line the game started.
And she's looked good in terms of she's had good pace, and has probably been the only player for Guadeloupe that has really threatened the Antigua and Barbuda back line. And probably if luck had gone her way, because she was able to get past Brittany Edwards and company on a couple of occasions, but she just was not able to find that winning touch.
And as we look out, we see that the Jamaican and the Jamaican and Antiguan team, male teams, they're just about to start their warm-ups.
Friendly International coming up next. Antigua Barbuda Benna boys versus the Jamaican Reggae boys, and we understand that both teams are going to be majority home-based players. So we'll see. We'll see how the Antigua and Barbuda team line up. We have not been privy to the lineup before, so we really don't know what coach or technical director Dibu Williams will put out today for the Antigua and Barbuda team. Good call that by Stephanie Daly.
That's George Warner. I see walking across. He will be the assistant coach today.
Yes.
The absence of the
coach Derek Edwards and in that unfortunate situation still
Jamaica.
held up in Jamaica. We hope that
yes, we pray and hope that all will be well with them and they'll get home safely
very soon. This ball is played forward. Goalkeeper having to come off of her line to collect for Guadeloupe. She's come in and she's looked confident. The Guadeloupe custodian, the second keep, coming on because the regular goalkeeper Buimba going off injured, just seemingly twisting her ankle as she came to collect one inside her penalty area
corner
and
kick
just rolling her ankle. So Guadeloupe will have a corner kick. When they get a corner kick, they always don't seem to know who is to take it. Then we now see the player running across. Is that the number 16 running across for Guadeloupe?
Number
looks
16.
Like the number 15. Correction.
No, because the number 16 is the goalkeeper.
Looks like number 15, who is
yes,
the player there.
Ludine Brita.
Gets it across and headed away by the Antigua and Barbuda defense. It's back with the number 15 for Guadeloupe, and then she's dispossessed. Antigua Barbuda looking to go forward, but not a good pass. Here is the opportunity. Just thought Trishan Grant just was not aggressive on that occasion. Thought if she had gone in aggressively, just probably gone towards that ball, would have created an opportunity for Antigua and Barbuda, but she's probably tired. Antigua Barbuda making another substitution.
Number 10 off, number 15. So Nikisha Gage is off, and number 15 is Risha Simon. I think she's the younger sister of the goalkeeper Nikisha Samuel, and also another sister is on the bench, Lakisha Samuel. So she's listed as a midfield player.
So coach giving a couple of players who didn't feature on Friday an opportunity this evening. We've seen Sherry and Bertrand, and now we're seeing the Risha Simon,
and we saw Khadija Proctor because she didn't
feature on Friday.
She was in the starting today.
Yes,
and she had made a big difference to the team.
But when you have a player like Khadija Proctor, based on what we've seen today, why didn't she play Friday?
I don't know.
That's strange, because looking at her and her hold-up play and the qualities that she had, it's surprising when you look at it.
Because then she was one of the players who was earmarked for a scholarship a few years back, and when they had some sort of mix-up with visa, when she and another player didn't get the visa because of some sort of wrong information on the visa form, she was earmarked for a scholarship at the same time when Portia and another young lady and Miss Buckley, when they went off the college, it was before them. So they knew exactly what metal she had. So it was strange to see her on not starting and not even be gotten a sub on Friday. And now today we came here, she's starting. Well,
strange.
I guess we'll only have to find out from the.
We'll find out probably next week.
Yes, whenever
we see him again, we'll have to.
We'll pray and hope that he'll answer. Because you know how they behave around this part.
We'll watch and see if that happens. But here is Guadeloupe still trying to get a goal, get that elusive goal. Antigua Barbuda trying to go forward. That was Trishan Grant trying to send through Sherry and Bertrand. No, that wasn't Bertrand. Tried to send through Davis, Portia Davis. Throwing for Antigua and Barbuda on their right side. Throwing taken, looking for Davis. The ball comes off of her. Guadeloupe tries to clear the line. They're with it now. Gets a ball forward. And again, Escalade was trying to go forward, but Antigua and Barbuda, this is Brittany Edwards.
Good tough
good effort by the Guadeloupe player. Was just trying a little bit of trick. He just tried to flick it and spin around.
That was number 70 again, S.N. Saladi.
Yes, just showing a bit of enterprise on that occasion. We're heading into the final. We're into the final 5 minutes of regulation, and then of course we expect we'll have probably 3 or 4 added minutes at the end of it, because we had that long stoppage with the goalkeeper. Here is Antigua and Barbuda trying to clear their lines, just running out of steam, both teams. So probably would be happy for the final whistle, both teams. But based on our estimation, they might have about 8 or so minutes still left. The 3 minutes that is left regularly, plus possibly 4 minutes of added time. Here is James cuts on the inside, gets past,
and again she looks so much better on the right side.
Gets past a player there, and then puts the ball on the inside, but cut out by Guadeloupe, who is now having space on that right side, an opportunity to run at Brittany Edwards. The player taking on Brittany Edwards. Brittany Edwards almost guilty of bundling her over. She fell and then she's stayed down. Antigua Barbuda player in Brittany Edwards. For a big girl, I find that Brittany Edwards is very, very, very touchy. She's very soft for somebody of that size.
Refereeing these girls in the league, sometimes I wonder, you know, and then so I always tell them that I am preparing you for the big leagues, because these are the things you're crying for in the leagues. No referee's gonna blow them when you get to the bigger leagues. You know, and sometimes they tend to think that you're against them as a referee.
You see the officials out as well for the international. I see Kenron Daniel, the assistant on the right there from St. Vincent. I think it's a Vincentian crew that's taking on this match this evening. And there was a little bit of drama. I'll tell you later. I'll probably tell you off air when it comes to certain aspects of this match.
Okay, so I'll wait. I'll wait.
So another of the Antiguan player is down. Somebody just going down in the center of the field. There was no play happening and just going down. They've called for the stretcher. It's always a worry when you see players just going down without anything happening to them. So she's still down. They're trying to put her on the stretcher. Trying to figure out who is that Antigua and Barbuda player that just went down in the center of the pitch. She just fell, and it's never good when you see a player just go down and like that when nothing.
Yes, we saw that on Friday with one of the Curacao player, and she was taken away in an ambulance. So we trust and hope this is not a similar situation for the Antiguan player who is being stretchered off.
So we wait, we watch and see as play is about to resume. 4 minutes of added time, so we're into time added on. So we're going to have 4 minutes at the end of this match. Antigua Barbuda leading by 3-0 over Guadeloupe. Antigua Barbuda 3, Guadeloupe 0, and it's an opportunity for Antigua Barbuda winning this group. 2 victories. Montserrat was supposed to have been the other team in this group. They pulling out at the end of this.
I was just about to ask you if you knew exactly why Montserrat didn't come to participate.
Not sure.
I was looking forward to seeing them.
Not sure.
I've been there a while and saw them practice. They have looked a way better team than years gone by.
Not sure why, because you would think that it's a short trip over to Antigua and Barbuda, and not certain. I know that their program down in Montserrat is normally very well supported. So I'm not sure why the Montserratans pulled out, but it ended up being a 3-team group with Montserrat being a no-show. Here is Guadeloupe still trying to find something, get some sort of consolation. The Antigua and Barbuda goalkeeper Samuel has it, as she's now just looking to launch it forward, probably to give Antigua one last chance. Bertrand with a little header out wide, looking for Georgetta Lewis. Lewis just bundling over the Guadeloupe player as she lost the ball, and in her haste to try and regain possession, bundled over the Guadeloupe player. So free kick for Guadeloupe. Antigua and Barbuda, they've lost their way pretty much now towards the end. Tiredness setting in, and they're just playing for the final whistle, you would think. Here is the opportunity again.
It's either that or they're satisfied with their 3-goal lead, and so they just decide, okay, let's just play it out to the end.
You would think that they would, want to, at least you would think that Buckley would probably have hat-trick on her mind. Ball is played forward, and a boot up by the Guadeloupe player. This is Jahaira James trying to get it forward, cleared away by Guadeloupe. She again with Stewart, just rolls it back to Stewart. Stewart almost getting herself into trouble, but does well to stay on her feet. Guadeloupe has it now, with the player just trying to use what we call a jag back, just trying to get past the Antigua and Barbuda player. We've had 3 minutes of the 4 that were said to be added on, so we just in momentarily we should hear Cardella Samuel blow her final whistle in probably 30 seconds or so. Throw in for the Antigua and Barbuda team deep inside their own half. Stewart is down, and now is not a good time to go down, Stewart, when you have just about 30 seconds left in the match. You would want to, if you really don't have to, you would want to stay on your feet. They've called in for the stretcher. We see the physio for the Antigua and Barbuda team sprinting on. Who is that?
That's what's her name again? Oh, I'm not remembering her name at all.
She's not listed on our,
she's not listed
on our paper. Yes, and they've called for the stretcher, and then somebody says to Stewart, we're going to be blowing off in the next few seconds, and then she gets up and walks off towards the side. So, and
she hadn't had for this game, she had to do as much work as she had the last game. So
no, she had a relatively easy
evening. So what seems like she's getting some attention to her right ankle.
So Samuel just probably adding back the 30 seconds that it took for Stewart to realize that Antigua and Barbuda would have won this encounter. So anytime now you expect to hear the final whistle. Her hand goes up into the air. She points to the center. The match has ended. Antigua Barbuda 3, Guadeloupe 0. Goals coming from Kai Jacobs in the 28th and the 65th minute, and Portia Davis in the 49th minute for Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua Barbuda running out 3-0 winners and would have won the zone here in Antigua in the CFU Challenge Series between Antigua Barbuda, Curacao and Guadeloupe. Your thoughts?
A much deserving win for Antigua and Barbuda. They were the better team today. I think that change that the coaching staff made to bring Proctor into the starting lineup, that made a big difference. Also, looking at the Guadeloupe team, they're not a bad team, but I think it looks like they're a bunch of youngsters on the 17, on the 20 the most. Looks promising. The goalkeeper for Guadeloupe must be commended for her braveness. Saved about, like I said, 4 to 5 point blank shots. Unfortunately for her, she got injured in the last 15 minutes or so. But then again, Antigua must be commended highly for this win today. Looked much a better team from Friday, and I do hope and trust that they'll continue in this vein. Hope they continue their practice sessions. I know there's another tournament coming up, which will be hosted here in Antigua again. So they will be the host team. I think they're playing against I think Curacao is also in that zone with them, and two other teams who I can't remember at this time.
So there will be an opportunity for more female football, but we leave you with the scores at Antigua Barbuda running out 3-0 winners over Guadeloupe this evening. Kai Jacobs in the 28th and 65th minute, and Portia Davis having a 49th-minute strike. Thank you very much to Oliver Joseph, my co-commentator, of course Paget Jarvis, who did technical direction, and our producer today in Mr. Edwards. And we will be back in a short while to bring you coverage of Jamaica versus Antigua, Reggae versus Benin. Do join us at 7 p.m. Thank you very much.